All right, guys, and the first mystery of this competition has been revealed. We'll be working on public transportation in the following 2 weeks. So, yeah, and this, we have chosen this as our first topic because we really do believe, as you've seen in the video, that we're having more and more bottlenecks in the cities in terms of transportation. I mean, if you go to any big cities, and I'm just going to take one top of my head that I've been to recently, which is Moscow, traffic there is completely impossible, for example, and really there is no more room to grow to accommodate more cars. And one direction, which is quite obvious, and I think we don't need to explain why, but it's public transportation. And here we want to tackle two very specific problems for public transportation that you've already seen in the video. The first one being creating a churn model for public transportation. And why did we choose this one? Well, basically everywhere in the world, we see this really big efforts put into promoting public transportation, making it more efficient, making some changes. But then how do you get feedback that if your efforts are working well? One way that a lot of companies already use it in e-commerce or any other, or any subscription model, for example, it's the so-called churn models. The question here is, can we apply these churn models for public transportation? And here we like to ask to think what could be such a good model. And for those who are not familiar, what is actually churn? It is just the number of customers who left your service during a given time period. And then obviously you also have the opposite, which is retention. What do we see here as an outcome? Well, what we're looking for is that you identify churn profiles and what are the drivers for those churn profiles, and propose some measures to win back some kind of lost segments, and also what could be their impacts if we gain them back. I think this is pretty straightforward. Again, we will have the full description of this challenge available as soon as we finish the roundtable, and I would really encourage you to read it as soon as possible in the submission platform. So that's the first challenge. For the second challenge, we have a model of integrated transports for senior citizens. Basically, the idea is that we know that a big part of senior citizens rely on public transportation because either they already cannot physically drive anymore the car, or because their vision is getting bad, or because their just reaction time is getting slower. And this is a really important tool for them during their day-to-day life. And then the needs compared to the general public to the senior citizen might be completely different. So in this challenge, in the second challenge, what we want you to look at, it's more at the general model to design integrated transportation service for the senior population. Or if you cannot come up with such a general model, to at least pick one of the cities that we have in our data sets and propose a service, an integrated transportation service exactly for that city. And what data do you have available to do so? Well, for the first challenge, there are two main data sets. One, it's the mobility panel data set. So basically, it's a demand for public transportation in each county of origin, and then its respective parish of destination. So basically, what are the demands for those smaller locations at a city for public transportation? And then you also have the user's profile. So what is their social demographic characterizations, such as their age? I think their income is also there. If you look at the data set, it is quite rich in terms of that data. The second challenge has also two data sets. One of them is the senior traffic intensity model. And what is this traffic intensity model? Basically, it's a daily average of senior citizens who travel on road network links between April 2019 and March 2020. Why is it until March 2020? Because we decided that most likely there was a big disturbance when COVID-19 hit, and we would like to look at a period where things were a bit more stable. Besides that, you also have the bus routes with an identification of route segments that are part of the different bus routes themselves. All this data will be available to you as soon as we finish the roundtable, and including also a more detailed description of the challenge and the context and goals. So this is for the challenges. I hope it was clear. If you have any question, obviously you can write them on the, I guess it's there somewhere, or there, I'm not sure if it's mirrored. And yeah, feel free to ask. And now we'll jump to the activities for the stage.
Okay, so as mentioned, every stage we're going to have particular activities. So to start off this week, we're going to do the Get to Know You game, and it's going to be in the style of 2 truths and a lie. So if you've ever played that, it's actually a really fun game. You state 2 truths, 2 facts about yourself, and then 1 lie, and it's up to your competitors, I suppose, to determine which one is the lie. So after the session is over today, we're going to be posting that in Discord and all the instructions there. But basically, you're going to play as a team, and the other teams will guess your answers. And without going into too much detail, it's basically you post it separately, and then people will upvote and we'll go on that. And you're encouraged to ask them questions too. That's very important in order to try to determine which one is actually the lie. And then the other activity we have scheduled for this particular stage is the Scavenger Hunt. So it's a typical online scavenger hunt. We're going to have 18 questions, challenges, tasks, and Easter eggs. So all the questions are very thoughtfully created. So look at the words very carefully, because we're going to have some clues just in the questions themselves. Visit our sponsors and partners and our website, and just really become the detectives in this entire game to find out what the answers are. So if there's any questions, reach out to us on all the activities on Discord. There is a WDL activities channel specifically for this. So, and most importantly, just have fun. Have fun with all of this.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So it's really important for you to support the World Letter League. What I mean by this, it's really easy. Just follow us on all social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, repost what we put there, use the hashtag World Letter League. If you can use an hashtag for your team's name, that is also really cool. So yeah, just be proactive and try to share the word that this competition is happening. And yeah. And now maybe we are going to go on for the questions. I will read some of the upvoted questions. Okay. Okay, so the first question is, are the points for fun activities counted in the leaderboard scores too? I think I can answer this one. So there are 2 separate leaderboards. One leaderboard only for the competition. So in that leaderboard, you are competing for the 3 main prizes, and each finalist of that competition, also of the finalists of the 10 teams, wins something only regarding the competition. And then there's another leaderboard that's only for activities. So that's the one you can win the 500 total prizes. So yeah, the activities and the competition is different leaderboards, different points, total separate schemes.
Yeah, just to add maybe, so that this means that the extra activities there, as they said, they're extra and they're optional, and they will, so participating in them or not participating will never affect your final results. But we think that it's a really fun way and a very nice way to also meet other participants and have a bit of fun as well, and not just to be a super serious competition.
Yeah. Okay, so the next question. Hello, will the session be recorded?
Yes.
Then Paulo said, is the first data set mobility also pre-COVID?
And that is a good question. I would reckon that it is, but since it is an origin, I was just looking at it, and since it is a origin destination matrix as a model, we can confirm it in a bit, because actually one of the responsibles for this data set is going to be in the roundtable in just a bit over half an hour, and we can discuss it there, I think.
Okay, perfect. Then deliverable in Jupyter Notebook, does it mean that we can only provide our solutions in Python?
No, so we actually had that question already on Discord as well. There is for sure an R kernel that you can use with the Jupyter notebooks, and I think I'm pretty sure there are also other languages such as Java. I haven't researched it; I only researched for R. So definitely don't limit yourself to Python if you don't want to. Miguel, do you want to add something?
Yeah. Jupyter supports a lot of programming languages, just as long as you download the kernel that you want. It comes default with IPython, it's true, but you can just download any other. It supports R, Java, Julia, even MATLAB.
Okay, perfect. Nuno said, which kind of quantitative objectives for integrated transportation model will be measured?
We can discuss this, I think, also in the upcoming panel with the two experts.
Okay. When will the session start? I guess already started. I don't know. I don't know if anyone else wants to add some questions.
We're going 3.
Yeah.
There's one thing that I think that the participants need to know is that they're watching this 20 seconds behind what we're talking about. Probably if somebody asks a question in the next 20 seconds, it won't be recorded.
Yeah. Svetlana just said, what is the size of the data we will be working with?
It will be completely available in 1 hour from now. So I think you can take a look at it. Okay, perfect. We will have, maybe just to add one thing, we will have the data dictionary for all the data sets, and also we will have the complete data set that you can download right away in 1 hour. It's already all prepared to go. So as soon as we kick off and the timer starts for the first stage, we'll be ready.
Just another quick note. I just realized that a fellow participant, Nuno Paiva, on the chat, he also shared the Anaconda documentation about how to run, for example, R, about the question on the Jupyter notebook. So there's also some more documentation there. Thank you, Nuno, for that.
Okay, I don't see any more questions. Maybe we can start going to the lounge and to the arena. What do you say, guys? Can we move forward? Yeah. Okay, so as Miguel explained earlier, now you have the opportunity to do some networking. So you can go to the lounge and pop up in any table of the topic you are most interested in and start talking about it. You can do speed dating as well if you prefer, and you can go to the arena to thank our sponsors and actually get to know the community corner as well. So yeah, in this little break, just explore, meet, don't be shy. Let's all get to know each other. And yeah, I'll see you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
See you. I'll be in the pineapple pizza.
Bye.
Bye-bye.